All right, guys, so let's take a look at our problem today. When we see a word problem, the first thing we have to do is what? You can tell me. Ava.
Read the problem using
All right, so we're going to read the problem with our eyeballs, and we're going to be visualizing in our head, okay? So I tell you what, you close your eyes. I'm going to read this. I'm going to read the story, and you're going to be visualizing it. Jenks Elementary has 288 third graders, 211 students in fourth grade, and 197 students in fifth grade. About how many third and fourth graders attend MJE? Okay, open your eyes.
I would imagine real, actually.
All right, so after we visualize what's going on in the problem, we pick up our pencil. And piece by piece,
Step by step.
we pull out the important information. And before we even get to that part, though, what do we need to do? What do we need to do, Jordan?
Underline the question.
We're going to underline the question. So everybody, let's just go to the question. It starts with the word about, and as I underline it, you're reading it. All right, here we go.
About how many third graders and fourth graders attend MJE?
Okay, about how many third and fourth graders attend MJE? What does MJE stand for?
For Major Elementary. Elementary.
Oh, okay, very good. Make sure y'all knew what that meant. So looking at the question there, how could we write an answer statement or a solution statement? What would be a really good one we could put? You want to try for it? Go for it. What do you think?
About there are about
Okay, hang on, let me catch up. There are, I like how you kept the word about in there because that's important. There are about, there are about blank students in third and fourth grade. Good. Fourth grade. What do y'all think about that one? Good answer?
Good.
We can tell he understands what's going on in the story. He pulled up that important information, third and fourth grade. Now let's talk about this word about. I'm going to actually cloud it, or cloud around it, or whatever you want to call it, a bubble. That is a word in math that tells us we have to do something mathematically before we actually solve the problem. Who remembers that word about? It gives us a clue. It tells us we need to do something. Kyle?
rounding.
Okay, good. It means that we need to round the numbers, right? Now, do we round before we add or subtract or multiply, or do we round after? Who remembers?
Before.
Okay, good. We always round our numbers first, okay? We don't solve the problem and then round the answer. That'd be silly, right?
It's just wrong.
Rounding is a gift. It's a gift, okay? So open that gift, make the problem easier on you. You know, that'd be silly to like add the hard numbers and then round, okay? So we're estimating. Do they want to know exactly how many third and fourth graders?
No.
No, about or approximately. So we're going to always round first. So we're going to make sure we put that in our problem. All right. Now, let's go back. Oh, we did our answer statement. So what should we do? We should put a
Check.
check. We did that. Okay. Now, going back up to our problem. Read the first sentence. Well, not the first sentence until we get to that comma. Okay, because remember when we get to commas and we get to periods, what do? We stop. Okay, Tyra, read the very first part until you get to that first comma.
Jenks Elementary has 288 third graders.
Okay, stop right there. Did you hear something important in there? What's really important in there that we need to pull out?
We have 288 third graders.
Okay, very good. All right, so we've got the comma. Let's go on past the comma to this next comma. Bob, and read it for us.
211 students in fourth grade and
Stop right there. Stop at the comma. What was important there? 211 students in fourth grade. Bob, what was important there?
200 students in 211 students in fourth grade.
Exactly, in fourth grade. All right, now what about this last little piece here? So the period, Kelsey?
There are 197 students in fifth grade.
Okay, so tell me about that.
There
Is that important for us?
No.
No. Why? Why is that information not important to us, Kelsey?
Because they're asking us for third graders and fourth graders.
Exactly. So what do we call that information that sometimes we see in story problems that don't help us? What do we call that? They're distractors. Very good. Or extra information that we don't need. But guys, we're smart enough. We know we don't need it. So
We're just gonna cross it out.
perfect. Very good. Okay. So what do you think we should do next? Are we ready to kind of start putting things together?
Yeah, we should check. We should use the algorithm.
Okay, what about this over here for
Round.
All right, so let's take out those numbers. I agree. So let's take two. What's our first number?
288. Are we rounding to the tens or hundreds?
So good question. Normally, and I'll give you some hints on this. Normally, if you've got two numbers that go to the hundreds place, you're going to round to the hundreds. If you have a number that's in the hundreds place and you have a number that's in the tens place, what do you think you round to? To the tens place. But another thing you can look at, now we don't have answer choices today, but if you had answer choices, that would help you too. See where the numbers are rounded to. So we're going to round to the nearest hundred. And we know, let's talk about our benchmarks for 288. If we're rounding to the nearest hundred, what are our two benchmarks? I mean, which hundred would be here and which hundred would be here? Tyler? Okay, so one benchmark would be 300. And what would the one on this side of the number line be? Joshua? 200. Okay, now, where would 288 fall on that number line? Closer to 200 or closer to 300? Yes, Fisher?
Closer to 300.
Closer to 300. So we're going to say 288. It rounds to 300. Very
Because
good.
if it's past 250, it has to be 300.
Yes, we use that middle mark, right? 250. It's past 250. All right, let's take our next number. 211. That means that little symbol means we're rounding. All right, tell me the two benchmarks first. Two benchmarks, Tanner?
200.
Okay,
300.
and 300. Thinking about that on the number line, where would 211 be? Closer to 200 or 300? Yes.
200.
Closer to 200. You agree?
Yeah.
I do too. Very good.
Because it's like really less.
Now, guys, look. Look how friendly these numbers are. A lot more friendly than 288 and 211, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now, let's go ahead and set up a bar model, because we're going to try to include all the things that we've been learning. Let's set up a bar model to show third graders and fourth graders. So tell me about the first bar. What should it look like?
It's 300.
About like that? Okay?
Yeah.
And then remember, we're using the numbers we rounded, so what's going to go in this one?
300.
What does it represent?
Third grade.
I'm going to write that in red so we remember. This is third, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we need another bar, and where is this next bar going to go? Is it going to go underneath, or is it going to go next to it? Next to it, right? Because we're putting them together, so let's do. It's going to be a little bit shorter, though, right?
Yeah.
A little bit. What's going to go in that box?
200.
What does it represent?
Fourth grader.
Fourth grader. Okay. All right. Now, so I have a part. What am I looking for?
Oh.
So we're going to show that here, or a total, right? Okay. And we're looking for the total third and fourth, right?
Third and fourth.
Okay. Now, are we looking for an exact total?
No.
No, remember, we're just approximating, we're just estimating because of that word about. All right, who can tell me what we should do to solve this problem? What would you like to do, Suche, to solve this?
I'd add 300 and 200.
He says he would add 300 and 200. Do you agree? Show me with your thumbs.
Yes. Wait. Because you could do like 3 plus 2
Whoa, slow down.
equals 5.
Yes, but he wants to use the algorithm, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll do that. We'll start over here. Now notice I'm going to line my numbers up nice and neat. Where do we start when we add?
One.
0 plus 0.
0.
0 plus 0.
0.
3 plus 2.
5.
Okay, now, am I automatically going to say, boom, I'm done, there are about 500? All right, so we are going to justify or prove it. Who would like to choose a way? Because we've learned a lot of ways to prove that 300 plus 200 is in fact 500. Nicholas, would you like to help us prove it? No, just tell me what you want to do here. I'm going to get a clean page here.
500 minus 200 equals 300 and 500 minus 300 equals 200.
So you want to check it with subtraction. Okay, because you know addition and subtraction are related. So he says if we do this, we could check it by saying 500 minus 300 should give us what?
200.
Which it does. And he also said we could check it by
500 minus 200.
gives us what?
Okay.
Good. That's yeah, very good. They're related. What would be another way we could check it? That was one tool or one strategy. How about another way, Pat? And just as a reminder, we're trying to prove that 300 plus 200 is 500. Okay. So how can we do that?
500.
Remember our problem is that
300. 0 plus 0. And 200 plus 0 plus 0.
yeah. So if we decompose that,
0, 500.
and we know when we compose that back together, what do we get?
500.
Okay. What's another way? What's another way? Give us another way.
Number line.
Number line. What would I put here?
300.
Okay. How would I get to how would I prove that our answer is 500? What could I do, Tyra?
Okay,
We're adding 200, remember? Let's make, yeah, you could do one big jump of 200, right? Watch.
That actually isn't that big.
Which would give us what?
500.
Okay, how many of you need to break that down into smaller jumps? You could break it down into what? 100 plus 100, okay. All right, how about another way? Another way that we've learned, we did decomposing, we use subtraction, an addition relationship, we've used number line,
Base 10 blocks.
or let's use base 10 blocks. 300,
3 blocks. 0 rods and 0
yes,
units.
plus,
200 blocks.
equals 5 flats, right? Which is the same as what?
500.
My flats here aren't looking very great, but
It's
it.
fine.
so that's the same thing as 500. Anything else? We did that right here. That's the decomposing, right? I think we did really good on that. Let's go back to our problem now. So how confident are we that there's about 500 third and fourth graders at James? We're pretty confident, right? In fact, I think I'm confident enough to put our answer right here. How about you? Are you confident enough to put it in the answers blank?
Yes.
Very good. All right, good job, boys.